God damn, man. I'm gonna get you all a replay. So, just got stopped in round number 7. Anthony Yarde. In fact, that fight went exactly how I thought it was going to go. Let me tell you something about Anthony Yarde. I've been covering this man, watching this man fights for the last close to 8 years or so. And in all of his significant fights or fights of some type of significance, if they go past round number 6, usually you start to see the signs around round number 5. He starts to slow down significantly. For example, the first couple of rounds of this fight, he started slowing down. I mean, he was doing well boxing because he does have good boxing fundamentals. He's got the jab. He can go to the body. You know, he's got fast hands for a 175-pounder. Very good accuracy. But something happens to him halfway through the fight. Now, he's only been stopped by arguably the biggest punchers at 175 in the last decade before Benavidez just stopped him, Sergey Kovalev and Artur Beterbiev. But one thing I'm going to say about, damn, look at him. Damn. Oh, my God. One thing I'm going to say about David Benavidez, now hear me out. David Benavidez' power is different at 175 pounds. This is his third fight at 175. I want you to see this punch you're gonna hit him with. That's the one that had the referee stop it. His power is different at 175. Now he has the fastest hands, in my opinion, at 175. And he overwhelms his opponents. He was like that at 168, but he also had the power at that weight to get guys out of there. Now, with a guy like Anthony Yarde, the last place you want to be against a David Benavidez, can we agree that if you are on the ropes against David Benavidez, he is going to let his hands go? He's going to let his hands go. He's going to be throwing everything at you. And there's technique behind it. He's not just throwing a whole bunch of wild punches. And that's what happened to Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde started, in the words of Al Bernstein, languishing on the ropes, starting in round number 5. And then Benavidez, being the pressure fighting power puncher that he is, just started loading up his hands. Just started loading up. So this is the end of Anthony Yarde at top level. You know, he's had a lot of chances. You know, he's still a good fighter, and it's a little too late at this time in his career to really change things up. By the way, waiting for the post-fight interviews. Now, something else that's bothering me as we go look at the rankings here. We're waiting to hear the interview to see who's going to be called out. Oh, and by the way, Canelo and David Benavidez is dead. We're never going to see that. That's just dead. Bivol had surgery. Colin Smith is the WBO interim. He's been ordered to fight David Morrell. There was a purse bid. Did anybody win that purse bid? I got to find that information. David Benavidez is now the WBA regular champion and the WBC champion. Artur Beterbiev, as you can see, ranked number 1 by the WBA, WBC, and WBO. We don't know what he's doing yet. And that is really the top of the 175-pound division. I covered Joshua Buatsi a couple of weeks ago. To me, at 175, he's a non-factor. David Morrell, he's got, you know, let's see. David Morrell's still young. Let's see. I want to really see how he does against Colin Smith. I really wanted tonight to be David Benavidez versus Colin Smith. I don't know why that didn't happen. It was in talks at one point in time to be over at PBC, but I'm guessing Big Turkey, this is the fight that he wanted. Now, Anthony Yarde, how old is he? Let's see. Anthony Yarde he's older, isn't he? 34. You know, I just don't know where he's going to be able to go from here, because he already lost to, well, let's listen in. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe.
Thank
the
you,
Silver
God.
Fox.
Congratulations. Was this
Claudia
what you
Trejos.
expected?
That's definitely what I expected. When I signed the fight with Anthony Yarde, I said, oh man, this is going to be war. And then this is what I dreamt about. You know what I mean? Both of us going to war. I think
That was an ass
he cut me
whooping.
like around 6. I said, you want to shoot out? Let's go for it then. And you see what I did. We stepped into Monstro's world and he got KO'd.
Well, there was a tiny cut, but it didn't affect you in any way. How would you grade your performance?
I graded B+. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I think I could have did a little bit stuff better, but there's always room for improvement. But people wanted to see the knockout. They said I couldn't stop this guy. I had no power 175, and you know what I mean. I made it look easier than
Him versus Beterbiev is going to be so much fun.
You just picked up your 25th win by way of knockout. How does that sound in your head?
Feels amazing. You know what I mean? It feels like I'm really happy with this, and I just want to keep training hard. But I got some news for you guys. May 2nd, me versus Zurdo Ramirez. I'm going up to Cruiserweight to challenge for his title, so I'm excited for that.
Well, there you go. There's your answer right there. May 5th,
Wow.
you're celebrating La Batalla de Puebla, celebrating with
Wow.
another Mexican.
Doing Jaya
How do you
Batalla
see
dirty.
that happening, obviously, and where?
I think it might be in Las Vegas. You know, for my people, I wanted to go back to Vegas. You know, first of all, I want to thank everybody. First of all, I mean towards the end, I want to thank everybody from Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Al Sheikh, all the beautiful people of Riyadh. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys made the sacrifice to stay up till 6 a.m. to watch me fight, so I appreciate every single one of you.
And you're back 5 de mayo.
5 de mayo, I'll see you guys soon. Y le quiero decir gracias a toda mi raza, toda mi raza de Ecuador, toda mi raza de México, toda la raza de Estados Unidos. Los quiero mucho.
That's a good ass
Ya vamos
fight, though.
a regresar a Las Vegas, mayo 2.
Bueno, muchas gracias, felicidades. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody.
Wow. That was a bombshell. We did hear the talks.
Well, that was an
Right, wasn't
incredible win
that
for
floating
David
around?
Benavidez.
That rumor's been floating around for about, I don't know, it hasn't been a couple of months. I didn't believe it, or I really didn't pay any attention to it, to be very honest. But you know what fight would have been really sexy? David Benavidez versus Beterbiev. Damn. I wonder if he'll move back down. So he's moving up to Cruiserweight to take on Zurdo Ramirez. Zurdo Ramirez has 2 of the belts up there, the WBA and the WBC. He was out and still out with injury. So Benavidez is going to be off until 5 de Mayo. Remember, it is November the 22nd right now, 10:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It feels good to have a pay-per-view over before 1 a.m., by the way, on a Saturday. Now, let's see what happens if he's going to move back down or not. If he's going up here for a one-off. But in reality, he can compete up here with these guys because, remember, Zurdo Ramirez, he was at 168 at one point in time at 160. You know, Badou Jack was at 168. You know, Jaya Batalla, he's not a big guy. And it's a shame they keep screwing Jaya Batalla over. You know, he's been linked to Gilberto Ramirez for some time, and he can't get a significant fight. That's kind of fucked up. And Badou Jack supposed to be fighting Noel McCallion. I wonder when that's going to be. Let me see here. Let's see what's going on with these other fighters in the division. Wait, we got to go to Cruiserweight. Oh, hold up. Hold on 1 minute here because I want to know what's going on. Overall, I will give this pay-per-view a B. Just a regular B, not a B minus, not a B plus. You know what? I could give this a B plus. How did you guys feel about this card? Now, let me tell you, it opened up with Vito Melnicki knocking out his opponent in 12, by the way. That fight was good while it lasted. The second fight, in my opinion, the fight of the night was Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes. Them guys went to war. Both fighters' stock has risen. After that, Bam Rodriguez was toying around with Fernando Martinez, made him look average and like shit, made him look below average, and then just knocked him out randomly. He was just playing with his food. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman. Brian Norman got outclassed. It was a lot closer than a lot of people expected it to be because Devin Haney let off the gas the second half of the fight. You know, he's known to do that. He did get the knockdown. I'm guessing that was enough for him in round number 2. Nobody expected for that to happen. And just like I said in my previous video on Devin Haney, Brian Norman, I don't understand how people had Brian Norman so highly to at one point in time, he was the favorite in the betting odds to beat Devin Haney leading in the fight week and was a slight edge from my understanding going into the night. I just don't understand, especially based off of his resume. It wasn't nothing there. Yes, Devin Haney was moving up to another weight division, but still wasn't nothing there. So I guess people just thought that Devin Haney just was going to run into one of those left hooks like he did with Ryan Garcia 3 times, 4 times. So once again, let me go see what these guys. So, okay, so it is scheduled. Battle Jack is going to be taking on Noel McCallion in the rematch. That is going to be in a few weeks. Okay. Is this a Don King card? Because if it's a Don King card, that shit can get canceled any moment. I don't see nothing on here. But okay, we're going to be covering that card. And Jair Pataya, well, hopefully he gets the winner of that fight because Gilberto Ramirez and David Benavidez, or Gilberto Ramirez, is already booked up until May. And he's got to fight his mandatory, by the way. This guy right here, Hussein Sankara. Me and Big J are going to do a preview on this now that we know that David Benavidez is moving up. I'm interested, and I'm guessing we'll find out over the next few hours at the post-fight press conference or over the next week or so, because I know the questions are going to come out of everywhere on if Benavidez is going to be staying up at cruiserweight, or is he going up there for one off to see how he feels, and he's still going to, stay at 175 where he has 1.5 belts. But I really want Benavidez versus Beterbiev. That would be really fun. With that being said, T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. Poor old Anthony Yarde, he's done at top level. And, another concern is Benavidez, as I said earlier, his power hasn't really carried up, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, he'll stop you. But as far as that, he has some real power, in my opinion, and was able to overwhelm you at 168. 175, it just seemed different. It's just that he just overwhelmed Anthony Yarde with the hand speed and the flurries. Anthony Yarde just couldn't keep up. We'll see how this plays out. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at T-Street Controversy. In fact, here's my Twitter right here. And we will see you guys next time.